we're going to talk about stem changing verbs now. We're going to look at two conjugations. The first verb that we're going to conjugate is the verb querer, which means to want. So we have the verb querer. And if you look at this verb in your book or in the glossary, you'll see this. Anytime you see that, it means that it is an E to IE stem changing verb. These verbs are also called shoe verbs. Now that sounds funny, but that will help you know when to do this funny stem change. When you write out your pronouns, like you did when you were conjugating regular verbs, it helps if you draw a shoe. And if we draw a shoe around these pronouns here, any pronoun that's within our shoe follows this funny pattern. Okay? Any verb conjugation that goes with these pronouns follows this funny pattern. What this means, this E to IE, is we take this E here and make it an IE when it's inside the shoe. So, if we have yo, it's inside the shoe, so we're going to write down our stem, Q, U, and then instead of our E, we're going to have IE. And then R. The same thing goes for tu. Q, U, I, E, R. Same for these, it's within the shoe. And also these. Now, is nosotros in the shoe?
No, it's not.
So what stem would we write down?
You write the same stem that we have in the verb. No changes, right?
That's right. So we just write Q-U-E-R. Now, we've got our stem down for each of our pronouns. We've taken care of our change here. So now we write down the verb endings just like we did with our regular ER verbs. So for yo, the ending is what?
Oh.
Now it's yo quiero. Where have you seen that before? Little dog that talks? What does he want?
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
That's right. Yo quiero Taco Bell. That's where that comes from. Now, since this is an ER verb, what letter do we add to all of our stems?
An E.
That's right. So this follows just like all of the other verbs. Now for tu, what do we add?
An S.
That's right. For él, ella, usted?
Nada.
For nosotros?
An MOS.
And for ellos, ellas, ustedes?
You add an N.
That's right.
So it's exactly the same
That's right.
as the verbs we conjugated before,
Exactly.
the regular ones.
It follows the same pattern. The only difference we see is this one letter changes when you're inside the shoe. And then that letter goes to, in this case, E to IE. But there are other stem changing verbs. For example, the verb dormir means to sleep. Now if we look this verb up in the book, or in the glossary in the back of the book, you'll see O to U, E. Now what does that mean?
You're going to change the stem.
That's
the
right.
O to U in the stem.
So the first thing that we do is we draw our shoe, since this is a stem changing verb, or a shoe verb. So we're going to draw our shoe around these pronouns. a funny looking shoe, but trust me, it helps. Alright. Now, since yo is inside of our shoe, what do we write down for the stem?
D-O-U.
It wouldn't be.
U-E.
There you go.
Ah, I think I got it now.
And the M. That's right. When you have an O to UE stem changer, you don't include the O. The O changes to UE.
That's right. I think I got it now.
Alright. Now, tu is also inside the shoe, so we just write down the same stem as we had. El, ella, usted. Same thing.
D-U-E-R-M.
And for nosotros, is that within this shoe?
No, it's not. So it doesn't have a stem change.
That's right. So what would we write?
D-O-R-M.
Great. And ellos, ellas, ustedes?
That is in the shoe.
Right.
So it's D-U-E-R-M.
Great. Now, this is an IR verb. For yo, we still add what?
The O.
That's right. For tu and él and ellos, what do we add?
The E.
E.
E in Spanish. E in English.
That's right. Muy bien. What do I add for nosotros? It's an IR verb.
That's where you add the I.
That's right. Now, for tu, what letter do we add at the end?
S.
That's right. Él, ella, usted.
Nada.
Nosotros.
M-O-S.
And ellos, ellas, ustedes.
And N.
Right. So it's important to remember that conjugating these verbs is not necessarily that hard. We follow the same pattern as we had before with any of the regular AR, ER, and IR verbs. The only thing that we have to be careful with is this stem. But it's easy because the book or the glossary tells you what this stem needs to change to. And remember, only change the stem when it's inside the shoe.
And how many stem changing verbs do you have? I mean, how many stem changes?
There are 3 different types. We saw the E to IE before. We see O to UE. And there's also an E to I, like pedir. But that's explained for you in the book.